1 seed versus 7 seed in the conference finals is nuts. LA definitely ain't your average 7 seed though. Obviously they was in that predicament because they had to dig themselves out of an insane hole that they dug at the beginning of the season. But, we right back in the bubble with the Lakers and the Nuggets running it back once again. But this time things a little different. Everybody on the Nuggets was still the baby versions of themselves. They didn't really have too much experience. Anthony Davis was probably the best player of all time. Actually, nah, I can't even play Bron like that because he was tweaking in that series. Either way, that was 3 years ago. A lot of things done changed. The Nuggets are a lot better. Low-key, the Lakers as a team, I think, are better than that team as well. But don't none of that matter for real. I'm definitely very intrigued because even though they are a 7 seed, the Lakers are really good. They got a lot of those complementary pieces that allow them to really match up and compete with any team, to be honest. And obviously, they got those two marquee stars at the top that you really do need to win championships. And regardless of how Anthony Davis has performed offensively in these games, in terms of his scoring output, the thing that stayed consistent in every single game that they've played so far is his defensive excellence. And obviously, he's going to be a major key in the nigh impossible task of stopping Nikola Jokic. They got a lot of other defensive pieces like Schroeder, Vando, and sometimes even LeBron that I'm interested to see how they deploy throughout the series. They can either try and keep things more traditional on like a matchup type of thing with Schroeder on Murray and Vando maybe guarding MPJ, or instead put Vando on Murray and let Schroeder do whatever, to be honest. Maybe KCP or something like that, which I do personally think I would do because Murray shows an extreme willingness to put smaller guards, which Schroeder is, in the post and kind of punish him there a little bit. Putting Vando on him kind of takes that part of his game away. The Nuggets have probably been playing the best looking brand of basketball all year long. It's going to be tough to stop them. I mean, you really can't stop them, but, you can try. I'm interested to see which version of LeBron we going to get in this series. I'm interested to see how he going to act. Like, I'm really thinking he finna turn up. I ain't going to lie, on both ends. Kind of like how he did in that bubble series. He is 72 now, so it's a little harder for him, but he's still more than capable. I imagine he's going to be guarding Aaron Gordon a lot because that'll more allow for him to be that help side defender. He will have to be careful, though, because Aaron Gordon loves to cut. He's a great cutter. And as we all know, Jokic is amazing at finding cutters. I would have mentioned Bruce Brown, but he really handled the rock a lot, and so that would kind of defeat the purpose of LeBron being a help defender. And to speak on Bruce Brown, guarding LeBron James is 100% going to be a group effort. Pretty sure Aaron Gordon will handle the bulk of it since he's the biggest and most physically built for the job. But I'm sure LeBron will see plenty of bodies. He'll see KCP. He'll probably see some Bruce Brown. God forbid Christian Brown has to guard LeBron James. That's a massacre, I ain't gonna lie. Michael Porter, too, he can't really stay in front of anything. But defense as a whole for Denver has always been more team-oriented. They play pretty well on the string. They're very versatile. And the players that are known more so as defensive liabilities really aren't liabilities. Jokic is actually pretty solid on defense, especially in the pick and roll. And we saw that in the Phoenix series where you would think Devin Booker and Kevin Durant would absolutely tear Jokic apart on pick and rolls. But in reality, they didn't. Yeah, they both had their games, but they just weren't missing shots. But that's honestly just more attributed to them being them ones. And I don't even think the Lakers can or would punish the pick and roll like that anyways. The closest player they got is definitely D'Lo. He's great operating in the pick and roll. I'm sure we'll see a lot of pick and rolls. Hopefully D'Lo and Bron pick and rolls because Bron's really a great diver. He just never gets the opportunity to dive. Honestly, though, we all know the biggest matchup in the series is AD versus Jokic. It's really what's going to determine the series at the end of the day. I'm sure it'll be really back and forth. They'll both manage to get theirs. AD is a little smaller. He's more of a finesse player in general. So when Jokic put his back to him, he'll definitely be able to move him around a little bit. Even with that being said, AD is going to get his fair share of stops. He's going to find ways to get blocks. He's going to beat Jokic off the spot, things like that. He's too good for that. And on the flip, AD's going to massacre Jokic. He is. But Jokic still going to manage to get his stops as well. He's got decent feet, and he's just a really big human. So sometimes it's hard to just get around really big humans. And so Jokic will be able to handle his own too. At the end of the day, Jokic still going to average a 30-point triple-double, and AD will probably put up 35 and 17. So, On a serious note, I've been singing Denver's praises all season. And I'm not going to stop now. I ain't going to lie. Now, this is a very tough challenge, and LA is more than capable of winning this series, especially if LeBron James wants to turn back the clock. But I do think Denver is the better team, and I'm going to side with them in a smooth 6 games. I thought about saying 7 because I can see 7, but I feel like Denver's is too much for the Lakers low key. So I'm gonna go Denver in 6 games.